Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smite Pro League. Gandhi joined by DM. It's been a little bit, my friend. How is everything with you?
Dude, I saw you like 3 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. We were at PAX. Was that 5 days ago?
That was
no
like a
concept
week.
of time.
That was a week. It was a week. Well, anyways, guys, today is going to be a double header. We're going to get ready to take a look at the schedule. The first matchup, we have London Conspiracy taking on Team Titan. First time we have seen Titan play in the SPL since, God, Worlds.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. So moving down there, Cloud9 G2A will be going up against Enemy Esports in our second match of the day. And then rounding out the day, Cloud9 versus Team Solo Mid, a.k.a. Cog Red, the newly acquired team.
Right.
This is the match I think everyone's going to sit around and wait for throughout the entire day.
I mean, this is it's funny because this was like the #1 rivalry in Europe when Cloud9 and TSM had their teams over there during like Season 0 and then going into Season 1 before Worlds. And now these are the top 2 contenders out of North America rocking the same tags. So that's going to be pretty killer. But we're going to start off the day with Europe. We're going to take a look at the standings here. First game of the day will be Titan and London Conspiracy. We've already seen Dignitas play. They're up 2-0.
How good do they look, by the way?
I'm surprised.
Dude, Dig, in the qualifiers, I looked at you and I go, wow, we might not have Dig in the Pro League. But Team Dig looks good. London Conspiracy looking to go 2-0. Keep in mind, everybody, this is a 5-week split. So if you go 0-2, it's really hard to say that it's not curtains for you.
Right. I mean, they'll need to be much stronger going into the next few weeks to try to make it to that land. Otherwise, they're kind of on the fence right now already. It's pretty early.
It is very early. So London Conspiracy taking on Titan. Obviously, the favorite here has to be Titan. But the big thing with me with Titan is it's what we always talk about. Titan got second at the World Championship, and we're always like, oh, yeah, well, Fnatic's really good, right?
Yeah,
like,
right? Like
we're always like, oh, well, this team's
man.
really good. And then there's Titan. Like, we never say that about Titan. Is this going to be the split, the season that Titan secures it?
Hard to say. I mean, like, they proved themselves as the best team in Europe in Season 1, right? That's what they did. They made the most money. That makes you the best. That's how esports works, right? Right?
Sure. Is it?
We're going to find out
today.
I
guess money's it. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and take a look at London Conspiracy here. This is probably one of my favorite teams to watch just because, everyone on this team is such a grinder. Sun Dutch streams 40-plus hours a week. Shaggy Shank last year, he had a shaky year, no pun intended, right? But he still was really good. At the end of it, we were like, wow, Shaggy Shank can play.
Oh, I mean, I thought we could see the talent in him from the very first time we saw him on screen. He's going to need to step it up, though. I mean, London Conspiracy is still considered a very big underdog going into this split.
Yeah, they are.
They just barely made it.
Yeah, and I think the big kind of spotlighted player on that was Redfu, right? Redfu on London Conspiracy, who was their jungler, was like, is he hit or miss, right? Like that was the big question here. But taking a look at their opponents here, this is going to be Titan. Titan, on the other hand, they seem to have no chink in their armor after the Smite World Championship. Looking at it, Ataraxia has been amazing, minus the Thanatos as a hunter in the show match. People don't forget Ataraxia. People don't forget.
I forgot.
You shouldn't forever forget about that, okay?
I got it locked in. But for me here, I mean, this team is incredible, but for me, it's all about Reppy. He has gone from the least valuable player in, I think, all of the European major scene to probably the most valuable player. I think he is likely the best player in Europe.
Is that just because at PAX you heard your highlight reel of him on Kali?
Maybe it's Duggan. Maybe it is. But no, I mean, like he's constantly turning things in his favor.
He is.
They would not exist as a team, in my opinion, were it not for Repicas.
Yep. Well, the big thing with me here when I look at Titan is that Repicas actually has a Thor. Yeah. Right? And in Europe, that seems to be something that's...
Him and Raffer.
Yeah, him and Raffer.
Yeah.
Him and Raffer have a Thor, but, it's just sad. I want to see more Thors out of Europe.
I mean, Thor is like all we see in North America.
Yeah. Well, throughout the entire day, make sure you're tweeting at SmitePro, #SBL. Join the conversation. We'll bring your tweets up there. We'll say what's up. We'll wave at you, even though we'll be in game, but you know what I mean.
But going into the first game of the day, remember, this is a best 2 out of 3 series.
How do you like that, by the way? I've been meaning to ask. Do you like the 2 out of 3 as opposed to everyone playing against everyone as we go ahead and load into picks and bans?
For me, it's kind of like, are we going to see the Fat Chunks beat Dignitas again, right? Fat Chunks were winning the best of 1s. Would they have won last season best of 3s? I don't know.
Well, with how Dignitas or Eager panned out, maybe.
That's a fair point. Let's get into the game here. We're going to start the bans. It looks like Titan has opted once again for their rather lovely order side. I mean, starting out of the what is this? The Mount Olympus Temple, I think it is now.
Old Olympus.
But they're one of the teams that have really shown how strong first pick can be. They're going to take away Poseidon and Sylvanas. Options to LC here. We're going to, of course, see Athena banned away, and one more pick is going to be Ares. Wow.
Yeah, so Poseidon gets banned out because London Conspiracy's Sun Touch, that's pretty much his main god. That's exactly what happened. So you ban him out right away. And then the Sylvanas kind of ban. It's weird to see so many supports get taken out in the ban phase.
So option here to Titan, they're going to hover and immediately lock onto Thor, which does leave Bastet open, as well as Agni. I think those are probably going to be your next 2 picks here, just considering the fact that they're likely the next strongest.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Bastet is super strong as soon as she hits level 5. From level 5 until 15, you're looking at all the mid-Heartbeat rotations and Gold Furies, and that's where Bastet excels at. But can't forget Ymir, who's always here in Europe.
Well, I think this is actually a pretty good pick here from London, considering the fact that with Ares off the table, this is likely Kanye's best god, or at least that's the knowledge we have from Season 1. So with this, I think that they're very smart to take this away. It's going to be Ymir, Cupid, but that leaves Artemis on the table, so this shouldn't be too much trouble here for Titan to answer back with. But still, Bastet remains available. Well, with Thor already picked, it's unlikely we'll see it. They're probably going to let that one go, so very smart picks there coming out from London. Okay, Guan Yu just got picked, and I clearly don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no. You, you know nothing. So Guan Yu, this could be a solo. It could be a support. The support was really a dare-to-care thing throughout the PTS. When the new map came out and people weren't sure what was going on because the nerf and people didn't realize that Lotus Crown was so strong on Sylvanas, people were like, okay, you know what, Guan Yu, he shreds protections, we're going to do it.
Right.
But I haven't really seen it outside of that moment.
See, I like him against Geb. I mean, being able to shred Geb's protections and you don't build crit against him, it's actually a really, really good matchup. It's one of the reasons that Artemis is so strong is because Artemis, doesn't do super well against Geb, but Geb is not a very popular pick right now, and with Guan on the table, it makes Artemis do better.
Isn't that so weird?
It's very weird.
He still has
Midas boots.
He still has Stone Shield.
Right? Bakasura gets locked in as the final pick right after Agni. I think Agni, very strange that he got that far, especially with how great Titan can utilize this character, not only with the individual skill from Pretty Prime, but the overall just perfect communication.
Yeah, them as a collective, they always fire at the exact same time. It's very, very impressive.
This is really important here, guys. London Conspiracy picks Bakasura for the final pick of the first phase and then immediately bans the only counter to the character, which is Aphrodite. Bakasura generally will 5-5 the rest of the matchups, but he loses so badly to Aphrodite.
He does.
So this ban phase was brilliant coming out from London. So final ban going to be Scylla for Titan.
Now, although Baka is pretty much 5-5 or 6-4, depending on the matchup, he goes against Hercules. It's pretty much a 6-4. But if someone like Hercules lives throughout that level 5 kill, he's almost ahead.
He's pretty much ahead.
Yeah. So Baka, a lot of high risk, high reward. You got to see him aggress early on. Ra gets picked in. Ra's still one of my personal favorite mids. He abuses Lotus Crown very, very well.
Yeah,
he's got a bunch of utility. But it's going to be very, very hard to deal with Agni in this matchup.
Well, what I like here is the Ymir Ra paradigm that we have here, is especially coupled with the Cupid. So we can have like blink Ymir, freeze in, and go for the snipes. The communication's going to have to be on point though, because if one thing Titan is good at, it's defense.
Yeah, that's such a good point, man. Yeah, you gotta have the good communication. When you have that endless setup potential, it's all about communication from that point on. Because anyone could see it and kind of put the puzzle together. but it's all about how it fits.
Right, exactly.
And that's communication. So Freya gets picked in. Freya was played Thursday, by Allied, and that was like the first time I've seen Freya in Season 2, and I was like, oh, what the hell is going on here? Right?
I think she's actually really strong right now,
Super
especially
strong.
Considering that Pyth got buffed. Now, in Season 1, Ataraxia was already building Pyth, and the item is just flat out better now. I mean, it has cooldown reduction on it. That's OP. Like, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
Mainly
man.
because I can't say it, right?
Pythagorean. Just call it Pyth.
Pyth. The Pyth piece.
The Pyth piece.
P squared.
So you can see London Conspiracy and Titan on your screen. We're going to be jumping into the game here, ladies and gentlemen. First game that we're going to see Titan in since Worlds. Let's see how they fare up against the newly formed London Conspiracy.
Well, the one thing... Oh. Okay.
What you
Is
got?
this... Am I saying this right? Is this Nemesis on Suntouch?
Yeah.
Is that a mid?
No, Suntouch is not mid anymore. Get out of here. Suntouch got moved back to the jungle to replace Red.
Isn't that weird?
And they pick up Arrow.
You see, I did it all because we didn't touch on it at all. We never touched on the fact that he got rotated out.
That's true. You know, Redfu
it's depressing.
has been benched.
How big of a testament is that to Suntouch?
Suntouch can play every
That
role.
he can play every role.
Except for solo.
Yeah, he can't.
No, we've never seen him do it.
Are you sure? I thought he's played all
five. He has
five.
to prove it to us. Also, I love the double invade here. Neither team is going to find anything.
Nope. Nothing.
Not even close.
Stugats.
What does that mean?
No idea.
Okay.
Heard it in a TV show. Just it was kind of used in the same way. It might not mean anything.
All right, so just about 20 seconds until the camps will spawn. Everyone taking a rather defensive measure. We have 2 wards coming out. First ward finally going to spot someone out on the top right side. Suntouch will walk right over that. That'll give some peace of mind to Thor on the bottom side. A little bit curious to me to see Thor not invading on Nemesis.
Yep. The other big thing here, when you take a look at it, is the Bakasura. Bakasura actually starting off with Heavy Hammer here, which means one thing. He is looking to get a kill, and he's looking to get a kill fast. And then he will just snowball completely out of control. Snakeskin on London Conspiracy has pretty much been their standout player every single week since the qualifiers, since this team has formed. I'm not expecting that to change anytime soon. Eyes on him. Confrey going into Worlds, it was kind of like, is he good enough to handle the other solo laners? Is he good to handle Maniac or Omega or even Divios?
So right there, Suntouch with a small misplay uses the hand early. It winds up taking a lot of damage from the blue buff. You can see he's a little over half health at this point. Strangely though, Confrey and Repikas allowing this push to happen despite the fact that they have almost infinitely better clear at level 2. They allow Bakasura to do what Bakasura does best, and that's move forward and get away with being aggressive for what seems like no reason.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Confrey decides to play this. He's going to use Chaac to his advantage, right? So he's going to sit there and get the free poke by just leveling up and getting that passive, but he does have to be careful here at the end of the day. One thing that's weird is that Repikas actually not trying to do any kind of clear at all.
Suntouch going to make the rotation into mid here, about 20 seconds until his Hand of the Gods is up. So he's going to use this opportunity to help clear, get into the back jungle, and start splitting camps. Great rotation. Repi, curiously, a little bit late, decides to stick around for another wave.
Yeah, I would have loved to see right there London Conspiracy go and take the back Harpies of Titan to give him just that little bit of an advantage over top of Repikas.
And Repi making his rotation to mid. I thought he was going to go for the steal here, but he doesn't. He does walk over a ward, however, meaning he will be locked down. Rotation, however, again coming out from Suntouch as he works his way over towards the duo lane for a very early gank.
Well, Kanye Life looking to throw out a ward here. He's spotted. The dash comes out. He's able to get out. He's got the slow on Ataraxia. The banish is up. Heart bomb's there. First blood of Mealsy.
That was really, really clean. They baited Kanye Life's dash early, and then my favorite part about this is they separate themselves so perfectly. You know, their Shaggy Shank wasn't on top of a Mealsy. Suntouch was still off to the side. That way, the banish was only hitting one person. Heart bomb was already on him. The slow was good. The freeze was good. Kill for a Mealsy. Easy first blood.
Yep. This is exactly what London Conspiracy needs to do as well. They have to dominate this early game because everyone knows Titan has no problem turtling up. Yeah. Titan at any point, they can be down 0 to 50. And they'll be like, guys, all we got to do is turtle up, and eventually something will give because their communication is better than everyone else's.
So back over to the solo lane here. Confrey somehow hits level 5 before Snakeskin, despite the fact that he split extra waves. Oh, there's the 5. Snakeskin's too low to deal with this. Comfrey finally utilizing that push well enough to make sure that he has a rotation, but he's not going to have a lot of defense. Double ult going to be used. Snakeskin does not, oh no, I'm sorry, he does get silenced out. Comfrey able to escape from the double ultimate, and the rotation from Suntouch not going to bear any fruit this time.
Yep. Mid Harpies coming up here. Both of them actually will be going to the side of Titan, which is going to be a huge advantage. But isn't it weird that Comfrey kind of got the best of them there? They burned 2 ultimates. He just burned 1. They know Divine Judgment's down. That's huge.
Well, level 5, Nemesis has a really good gank because slows are so strong at this level. But, I mean, if there's any character, it's not going to be Chaac that's really deemed weak by slows. I mean, his ultimate will not only make him slow immune or remove the slows entirely, but they're also going to reduce the damage he takes by 50% and then silence whoever he lands on, meaning there's no follow-up. Even against the auto-attack characters, Nemesis and Bakasura, they didn't have the movement speed to be able to keep up. He deals some damage back. Snakeskin too low to dive the tower. Free escape and a good win right there for Titan.
Now, taking a look at it here, you're going to probably notice that Raw has built a Doom Orb. If you're new to Season 2, Doom Orb is extremely worth the buy these days.
Oh, yeah. 7 stacks is where it's mathematically sound. At 7 stacks, it becomes worth it.
I believe it's for point by point. Pon was trying to explain it to me, and he just sees things in numbers.
Right.
But point for point,
22.
when you have boots and Bancrofts, that amount of gold is equivalent to just Doom Orb with 22 stacks.
Yep, 22 stacks.
What the hell is that?
It's a really
and people
good
still
item.
aren't building it, man.
Well, people are still picking Bakasura into Aphrodite. We'll get there.
We kind of got. We're halfway there.
We got there.
We're there.
We got there. I want to give a shout outs to my man Snakeskin's. Like, nope.
Aphrodite is really that strong right now, huh?
That and Comfrey is by far the strongest Afro in Europe. Like, that's not even a question. Well, at least in the solo lane.
Could your Afro handle his?
I don't think we want to do that right now.
Yeah, you don't try to call it.
I love Comfrey, man. I'm happy to see him do well. I mean, the guy theory crafts really well.
He does.
He's very smart in his positioning, and let me tell you, for what his solo laning lacks in the early game, he is likely the strongest solo laner in the end game. I think that's why Titan's doing so well. Is his Comfrey in the end game is a monster. Him and Repicos together are beasts, but left side once again, Ataraxia in trouble.
Taking out
gonna find the kill.
Yep, follow up there. Repicos now gets himself a piece of that one. Pretty Prime dashing through. Doesn't dash in because Agni would die.
So they're still going for it here. Still has a big grouping as Pretty Prime begins his rotation back over. A stun coming out, and uh-oh. Are they going to go for the dive here?
There's no way.
He just threw away his escape. Yep. Double freeze, double snipe, and there it goes. And immediately picks up another 2.
That's huge. Emilzy 3-0 as Ymir. If you guys don't know, Ymir's passive is 105 health per level. And now this is going to be a Gold Fury attempt as well. The only person who's even in a spot to even contest this is Pretty Prime.
Did they not know that the Gold Fury is what they just passed?
Oh,
wait.
What?
Am I lagging? Are you lagging?
No, that's... Well, taking a look at the solo lane here. A little bit confused. Snakeskin forced out again. You could hear the Butcher Blades be activated as Comfrey is completely bullying this lane. The one thing that's important to note with Chaac is he's really good early on at doing about 50% of your health and has kill potential, but as soon as it starts getting to late game, he really is just there for the silence.
All I heard from you just now is they didn't do the Gold Fury. Why didn't they do the Gold Fury? Now, if you look at the charts, they're up by 1425 after a 3-kill advantage and about 1,600 experience. Now, if they don't take the Gold Fury, that's just negated. I mean, if they lose this to Titan, it'll be an even game.
Oh, this is such a good bait. This is such a good bait. You could see him. They cut out the ward there with the Sentry Ward. They're trying to bait him out. Shaggy Shake's going to hit the double tap on him. They're going on him, but Cupid does have a dash. Rotation coming out of London Conspiracy. Ymir is here.
Rotating back over Comfrey, it doesn't look like we'll miss too much on the solo lane. In fact, it looks like he might miss 1 creep overall for his rotation, and he still maintained a presence in mid, which allowed them to have a presence of Gold Fury, which allowed Ataraxia to get solo farm. So really smart rotations coming out overall from Titan.
Now, Pretty Prime yet to get too involved in this game. Where we're used to seeing him just be everywhere with Agni. Normally his rotations are super fast, but Season 2 meta, maybe he's just getting used to it.
Bakasura jumping in deep, trying to get some damage up, but Comfrey trading back beautifully. Neither player really super in trouble yet. I mean, both ultimates are still available. Either one could go for a dive at this point, but it looks like it's going to stay safe for now.
DM, you're a smart guy. You play a little bit of Smite here and there, right?
Yeah,
Every
sometimes.
once in a while. Explain to me the thought process behind the Heartseeker on Chaac.
I want to do a lot of damage really early.
Is that really just so he can sufficiently trade with Bakasura?
That's it. I mean, he just wants to be able to scare people away from gank potential. The 50% damage reduction that he'll get on Stormcall, I mean, that's going to be the real ticket to him surviving in this matchup. Otherwise, getting that clear, getting those stacks on, and being able to swing against Bakasura is going to make him a powerhouse. It's going to be up to Comfrey to begin those rotations, though. Look at the build right now. Heartseeker and then Warrior Tabby. Super cost efficient, very high damage. And yet, we're not seeing him utilize it. He's not going for dive kills. He's not rotating to the Gold Fury, at least not hard enough. He needs to be utilizing this gold as well as he can before Bakasura comes on. Bakasura's level 10 right now. Generally speaking, from level 7 to level 14, Baka's a monster, right? After 14, he tends to fall off a little bit because it's hard to keep him in line without a lot of active usage. But for pretty much the rest of the game, Comfrey's going to have probably a better scope overall because of his advantage.
Wow!
Whoa.
Erased.
Whoa.
Sweet mother of Martha.
You know, we were talking about before the game started, Gandhi, that if they had the communication on point, they were going to take this comp
That's
far.
what it's all about. That's what it is 100% all about. He got blown up. Kanye Life, I mean, that's a Guan Yu, right? I mean, sure, he's not the tankiest right now as he just has a Bluestone pendant and he went Warrior Tabby. There's just so he can get a little bit more damage output. But, man, that is great setup potential by them.
You know, for me, this is kind of the weakness in Titan. I thought maybe during the offseason we'd see an increase in it overall, but Kanye Life's still kind of suffering in the God Pool department. He loses his two main gods. Athena goes, actually 3, right? And then goes Guan Yu in a matchup that he doesn't really win.
That's brilliant.
Look at Ymir.
Look at the wall. The wall's there. Pretty Prime's going to be able to walk out of this one,
So
fortunately for him.
So that's Gold Fury again.
No, it's not.
I mean,
DM. The ping is there. They know the ultimates are down. They're not looking to go for anything here. It looks like Replikas is just going to kind of hold the mid lane here with Kanye Life as they go ahead and shove it. Looks like we might see it out of London Conspiracy. No. Just eyeing it. Taking a look at the one-on-one Hunter matchup here. Ataraxia versus Shaggy Shank. Both of these players extremely good. Early on, though, Freya kind of needs Hasten Fatalis to really start trading with actual hunters.
Right, she starts off with the boots, though. 65 magical power is going to do a lot for her damage. But once the Fatalis comes online, that's where she really starts to show up.
Yeah, Fatalis comes on, and then you're like, wait, I can't get away from her at all, and I'm slowed by a certain percentage? Wow, this is annoying. What is it, 20%?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
25%.
Which is big.
Slow.
You know, a lot of people think that, you should be leveling the 1. A lot of players, though, wait, did Titan just take the Gold Fury? London Conspiracy had 2 free Gold Furies and the gold lead, and just like predicted, they have given the gold and experience back because they didn't protect the Gold Fury. Wow. So Titan brings it back, and strangely right now, Ataraxia with 2 deaths has a level advantage over Cupid, albeit not wave to wave.
Yep. So taking a look in the mid here, it's still just going to be Repricas and Pretty Prime working together here, just kind of splitting it the entire time. Shout-outs to Bumba's Mask here, keeping it real. Repricas hasn't really been involved in all that much, right? He's 1-1-0, which is still okay, but it's really surprising that he hasn't been going all in on Snakeskin on the right. Even though Baka does have a jump, but normally Repricas kind of tends to favor Comfrey just a bit.
I mean, a lot of junglers really like to camp solo.
It's so much better.
It's like a much easier gank. Yeah, it's a much easier gank, especially compared to Cupid. Cupid can put down Fields of Love, throw down Heart Bomb, still has Flutter, he can heal himself. Mid lane, of course, Ra has heals, decent movement speed, especially if he has beads. I mean, he can just heal himself, utilize his passive for movement speed, and just run away. Whereas Bakasura sure has his ultimate, but you can cover so many of the options.
Well, forced out there. Ataraxia still just going to go ahead and just lifesteal off of these creeps. He's going to lose 2 to the tower, but not that big of a deal. He's not worried about it. The big thing here is notice how Ataraxia is able to hold this 1v2 and not be worried. A lot of players might go back here and be a little bit afraid, but Kanye Life is just chilling.
For me, though, I think that had a little bit more to do with the fact that he used beads, but we're going to see Reppy actually go for the solo lane here. I think he's listening to Gandhi. Barely touches him. Double tap, going to be good. Reppy finds the second kill for Titan this game.
It's really easy synergy when you have a Chaac as well with there, right? So it's like, okay, go ahead, go in for the silence. I'm ulting in, no jump away, double tap, guaranteed death.
Titan right now, good stun, gonna block out all three. Emilzy though, again with a double freeze, double beads, but no kills this time. Wall not close enough, will not lock him in. And Pretty Prime and Reppy will walk away with the mid camp, but with a lot of active
They're also going to get it. They're also going to get a tier 1 solo tower here as well, which is going to be big for Comfrey. Comfrey now, so by getting this tower, Comfrey has options. He can go for a more aggressive route and try to get these deep wards in around the speed and the blue buff and continue to sit in lane, or he can rotate and just be everywhere. Now, Chaac isn't exactly known for being fast, but Chaac is known for being really annoying in the mid-game fights.
Well, he will have enough gold here. It looks like he's going to back to finish up his Rune-Forged Hammer, sprint online as well. Remember, though, there is an Iqbal built onto Bakasura, meaning 30 damage right now does technically belong to Bakasura. He's sitting at a rather moderate 115 at this stage of the game. Very high.
Very, very high. So my question for you, DM. So looking across the way, you see that they have a Ra. Ra is known for healing, right? At the end of the day, these days.
Snipes and heals.
Snipes and heals. Who is going to build up the anti-heal for the members of Titan? Is it going to be Agni? Is he going to get a Divine Ruin? Is that going to be enough?
Well, I mean, there's got to be a weakening curse on Guan Yu. He still has the open slot. He doesn't need Blink. I mean, he's not Ymir. He's not Sylvanas. He's not Geb, right? There should be no Blink on the character. Shell could still be very useful, but I think the weakening curse is the way to go.
Yep.
I mean, not only is there healing on Ra, but there's Retribution Shield healing on Nemesis. We have Dev's Gloves and Hearts coming out from Cupid. I mean, there's a lot of healing on that team. There must be healing reduction built. There must be.
Well, Pretty Prime splits the camp here with Repicos. These two just tied at the hip this entire game. I feel like every time we check in on Pretty Prime, there's just Repicos just hanging out, which that's a big shout out to the duo queue, man. You're going to see a lot more chemistry this year just because solo laners and junglers and mid laners are going to be working a lot together.
Emilzy, blink and miss on the freeze. Not going to find a kill that time. Pretty Prime's beats were down with the snipe. That could have been big. And I want to give a shout out to Arrow there, who recognized the miss freeze before automatically committing to the snipe, keeping his ult off cooldown. We got a few more seconds here till Emilzy can try it again.
Yep. I mean, that's the one thing good about buying Greater Blink right away, is it's a 45-second cooldown. You can grip and rip and just keep going in and just trying to get things. Double tap's gonna hit, bomb's gonna hit, board speeds.
Whoa! I did not expect that kill to happen at all.
No. He forced out the beads. He had the heal there as well. Pretty Prime dropped the bomb on him.
Yeah, I mean, that was a level 3 beads, but granted, he still managed to get it. Gold Fury's being hovered out here. 8 seconds until it will begin putting its makeup on or whatever she does before she comes down.
You know. It's a she, right? So God knows. She's fixing her hair.
You just gotta wait.
Well, that's you, right? It's like waiting on you.
hey, my hair looks fine because I spent time on it.
Exactly. Confrey is joined the party. They have him zoned out. Look at the health just get depleted. Emilzy, rip, buddy. Your health is just gone. Agni's coming in. Kanye left there as well. Repicos cleans up one. It's not done. As finally Sun Touch forced out. Fields of Love. Will they be able to get the turn? Bakasura here. Bakasura first all the way out. Pretty Prime hits the stun. Misses the meteor. Looking for a second one. No follow-up, though. The battle still continues.
Sun Touch super low right now. Double tap! Oh, not going to find it. Snakeskin just barely surviving in the back. Shaggy Shank, pretty much the last line of defense of the Gold Fury hero. Oh, actually, Ra is back as well. But honestly, I don't know if Ra's going to have a line to this one. He's taking out a ward to try to set something up for himself. Cupid will take the double tap in the meantime. He'll get some damage off, but not anything of relevance. Gold Fury goes the way, once again, of Titan.
Yeah, these graphs are starting to get a little bit out of control here, DM. I mean, it's 4,000 experience and almost 3,000 gold.
Oh, I don't think Kevin caught that on the camera. Repicos just tried to stop Ataraxia's back with a wall. Apparently, their immediate 1,500 gold deficit was them trolling because they're now joking with each other in the middle of the game.
Well, that's always good to see. It's always good about being, if you can be lighthearted in a competitive game,
Which
that would never fly with me. I would smash monitors on me.
Benched, like, for real. Like, are you kidding me? I kicked someone out of an in-house for doing that yesterday.
Did you really?
Oh my God. Stop my back. You're crazy.
You are such a diva.
I need every second.
Every second.
What if they got Fire Giant in that 1 second?
You're the worst, man. Rebby Kaz running around with the speed buff there. You see Sun Touch right around the backside here. Is he going to look to commit on this? This is a Thor. He's got the slow on him. Misses that, but Thor does have a hammer that he can teleport to, so no real follow-up here. But Emilzy is going to rotate as well.
It's amazing to think that Chaac's Rain used to have a 25% attack speed debuff.
What?
Like, yeah, man, there was just no reason.
What does that even mean?
When he lost it, everyone was like, oh, rip. And now, like, I mean, you see him going even with an auto attack-based character, a basic attack-based character. That's Bakasura. Right now, 0-1.
You were probably one of the ones saying rip.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, I still don't think Chaac is very good. Confrey is one of the players, though, in my opinion, who does make him work because it fits his defensive playstyle so well. He can be... Oh, wait.
No way. He got out of
that. Wow.
Oh. That's a regurgitate down. That's huge.
That was double ult. There was also Divine Judgment in there as well. Sun Touch will not have an aggression factor for the next 90 seconds.
Well, what's going to be very tough for London Conspiracy throughout this entire game is when they decide to siege a tower, how they even do it. Pretty Prime is going to be able to clear so easily with Agni. One bomb is going to take out all of them. And you're getting ready to see it here. And then you throw in just a Chaac axe throw. Forget about it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to tank it. They're going to have to really rely on Emilzy blinking in and getting these big freezes.
You know, this is one thing I think Chaac does do well, of course, and that's damage. I mean, he has very safe, very accessible damage. All he has to do is just sit in the background and chuck axes, and he usually winds up doing all right.
It's so weird, by the way. How weird is it to see Spirit Robe come online for Thor right after Jotuns when we're so used to seeing shifters, right? But I feel like it's been so many shifters that now that I'm seeing the Spirit Robe, I'm like, wait, what is this doing here?
My only issue, right, is that it's not super defensive. I mean, people really think it gives you more defenses than it is. For right now, you're really buying it to max out your cooldown reduction. This is taking the place right now of Hydra's Lament. That's what it comes down to.
That's good. I think people, I mean, the extra 40 protections on physical and magical isn't going to kill you, right?
No,
yeah, you're definitely going to enjoy that. So I just wonder what Thor does next. Does he go straight into the Titans? Does he go in for the penetration? Is Shifter still a thing?
I've never been on board with Shifter Shield.
Really?
I mean, certain characters utilized it well. Next item for me, I know I'm going to catch flack for this, it's gotta be Transcendence.
Really?
Super damaging.
Thor Transcendence.
Thor's up, and Thor is, okay, back down.
He was just
checking
touching
things
the
out.
sky, saying what's up.
You know, sometimes it's just like a new ult. Sometimes you want to go up to see where people are.
That's a decent point.
That's my favorite use of fire shards, to see if they're doing
It
Fire
is.
Giant.
Yeah.
Hey, they're not. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Shaggy Shank. Yep.
Yeah.
Dodging the stun
Right?
there. That wasn't even a dodge. That was him missing. That was blocked.
He lazily moved to the left.
Well, that's Shaggy Shank to me. That's like, I think if I just move to the left, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
See, look, everything's great.
That
man.
worked out great.
I'll
Good
take
job.
this tower now. Thanks, guys.
Guan Yu, a.k.a. Kanye Life and Pretty Prime, loading up here, trying to bait. They know that ward's down, but that is their own. So now we're going to see London Conspiracy go into the mid lane, kind of shove it up just a bit. And now it'll be interesting to see what actually is going to happen. Will they go for an engagement here? Emilzy has Blink online. The freeze is there. He's got Sovereignty. He's naturally super tanky, but here comes the dunk.
Heavenly Agility will be activated here as the Divine Judgment goes into the backline. Reppy super low and will be picked off by Sun Touch. Shaggy Shank very low in the back, gets slammed by the Valkyrie's Discretion coming out from Ataraxia. And still, we have finally the rotations here. Confrey into the front line will find a two-man silence and force the wash.
God, it's so weird watching a team with such discipline like Titan just be there. Like, Confrey came in, he silenced 3. The comms in North America would have been, keep going, but they said, okay, guys, retreat. We're alive. This is fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not a bad call from either team. Both have healing to allow their teams to sustain, but I'm very surprised to see Titan allowing this to happen. Left side, you can see that the Tier 2 was getting pressured. There was experience loss, but they're going to trade out the tower here. Now a tower advantage for London Conspiracy, but there's still major deficits in the gold department.
Well, Gold Fury started up. Ataraxia is going to be here. Is he going to hit? Oh, my God, he made him reset. They're afraid of the banish.
Blink
comes
freeze.
in.
Yeah, but no follow-up. Super late. Bad communication coming out there from London, especially compared to what we saw from Arrow and Emilzy in the beginning. 4-man banish! Are you kidding me? But no one was in line to follow up the dream. Rip.
Yep. He was happy, though. He's like, well, I whooped 4 of them.
Yeah, right? I'd be hyped.
Oh,
if they lose now, they could be like, guys, I whooped 4. This ain't on me.
Hey, I did everything I could. Snakeskin dodging around the tectonic rift there. Emilzy looking to go back in. 15 seconds on that blink.
Look at the... Oh, whoa. The wall was really big there. Will that be enough time for them to take this down? Do they have a separate hand of the gods? Emilzy's there. London gets it. But can they make anything out of it? Kanye getting low, and it looks like Titan might be forced to retreat here. No. Kanye finds help from Ataraxia with a kill, and that might be a double here if he can find it, and he does.
And Kanye Life still looking here on the top side. They're going in here. Cupid's going to be in a lot of trouble. Tectonic Rift hit. You're dead, little man.
You know,
love won't save
Gold
you.
Fury is definitely worth more gold, but you take a look at those graphs there, and it's certainly not worth as much experience on top of the fact that
Why would they
losing.
not just take this tower?
I guess they're going for Fire Giant. Emilzy's down for 15. That's
You're
what
so
I would
much
do.
smarter than you look.
Thanks, I guess. Level 1 Hand of the Gods available for Sun Touch in 44 seconds. Snakeskin, no Hand of the Gods available whatsoever. Titan should have this one for free, especially with Regurgitate on cooldown for 40, and Divine Judgment not really spelling any disaster here. Fire Giant will be started, and Titan, with a major deficit in the early game, looks to try to close this one out.
Man, they are shredding through this. Sun Touch now comes in. He's got the shield pop. You can see the noxious fumes there as well. Titan's able to destroy the Titan. Down goes Sun Touch. Looking up there. They're all eyes on Bakasura. They're going to chase him down. Chaac's going to get him. He is destroying this game.
To go back to your question, that's why you build Heartseeker. That's it right there, because it's 1950 and allows you to kill Bakasura.
Oh yeah, that's right. It got a price reduction.
No, it did. It's always been 1950.
Was it?
Super cheap.
What did they change about
it? Nothing. They changed boots. They changed boots to make it.
I knew there was something that made them look better.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's a great item. I'm expecting that we're gonna see more of this item, especially on junglers, as time goes on. And I definitely see a big increase to the usage of Transcendence as well. Without penetration, burst damage is going to be really, really high, meaning the more damage you have, the better. But right now, 25 minutes into the game, they're 1 Gold Fury down, but they have a Fire Giant advantage right now, and they're going to be able to utilize that buff for quite some time. They have 3 minutes left on it, and a pretty decent grouping in the left side. I'm expecting at least 2 towers out of this push.
Yep, so Ataraxia, after Demonic Grip, decided, I don't really need that much more power. I'm just going to get more attack speed, which means I'll do more damage in its own way because I'm Freya. So he went with the Witchblade. So he's going to be hitting very, very fast. Down the way, though, Thor did go with Titan's Bane.
Where's the Pyth? He was building it last season, and now it's better.
Maybe that's the 6th slot.
Maybe.
Yeah, he did invest a lot of money in Heavenly Agility. I think he
true.
only had beads right before that.
I love the Heavenly Agility pickup with Vitalis. This item, I personally think that Heavenly Agility is the best item in the game. Period.
Whenever you have it on your team, you're like, wow, I am so fast.
Not to mention, Freya is a healing-intensive character. She gets a lot of lifesteal from her passive. She can build into it as well. I mean, and that's going to increase her healing by 25% when it's active.
Yeah. This is the one part that sucks when you pick a Freya, is that taking down objectives like towers and phoenixes is very, very tough unless you can make up for that damage somewhere else.
Thor's up. Thor's up, Gandhi. They're going for it. He's in the back. He's going to find 2 in the stun. Force 2 sets of beads as well. And they're going to try to counter-initiate, but honestly, nothing's going to happen. Both towers have fallen. I expect them to rotate to mid.
Yep. Repikas now going for the full rotation. They have this lane shoved up. They got everything they want out of it. They're now going to push up. They have a wave there as well. This is very, very calculated. If you look all the way into the solo lane, that lane shoved all the way up as well. They could split if they want, but they want this team fight. They still have Fire Giant for 15 seconds, DM.
No, minute 15
Oh,
seconds.
God, I was looking at Gold Fury. Minute 15.
It's about minute 15 now. And look at that damage getting rained from the back. Pretty Prime throwing up huge numbers here, but it's still overall 3rd in damage. Confrey leading the pack here, and I'm sure he's going to increase it. Gets a kill. 2-man silence. 3-man silence in the background. Ataraxia looking for the kill here with Valkyrie's discretion. That's going to be picked off. Ataraxia with the double. Tier 2 will fall. This could actually be the end of the game.
Yeah, they could go for the end here. I really don't see Sun Touch and Shaggy Shank being able to hold. Nemesis can do everything she can, but Fields of Love is down.
Why
they take the middle Phoenix? They're now going to go ahead and turn to the second.
Yeah, they didn't need this second
They don't
Phoenix
need it,
here
but
at all.
They're going for style points, homie.
I mean, why not? They have time. Emilzy not up for 18. They've got to go for the win now. It looks like this was calculated. They knew they had the time to take it. Kanye Life still sitting strong, not even tanking, doing some damage there.
Look at
as
it,
you can
just
see.
get shredded.
Look at right. Thor goes up to save himself, covers the option. Kanye Life will fall, but right after will be Game 1's Titan on the side of London Conspiracy. Titan Game 1.
Well, if anyone was wondering what Titan was doing in the offseason, I guess we figured that out. They were playing.
Yeah.
They were playing a lot. They looked very, very good on top of the meta. Very interesting that we didn't see Pie Piece, though.
Yeah,
very strange. It's kind of weird that we didn't see that happen, seeing since he built it so many times. He, of course, being Ataraxia in the last season. So taking a look at the damage here, we have 10,000 on Thor, 20,000 on Comfrey, leading the entire way. But that's enough of the damage. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the first blood here, which, you know, man, Titan, I'm impressed. But that wasn't who got the first blood.
That's right. Emilzy actually going to get this one with the carpet in the end. Watch this. Bang. Perfect spacing. Realized he didn't need to overcommit there. Kept himself at a safe distance, ensuring that he had an escape route in case of rotation.
That was
great.
That play right there led into more plays throughout the entire game where they weren't taking those early Gold Furies. I don't know if that's a ranked kind of bad habit or something like that, but it seems that they were just off by just a little bit. At 6 minutes, you can take that Gold Fury very easily, especially when you take down 3.
You know, honestly, I really expected them to go for the early Gold Furies. They had a great lead. They lost their lead entirely with that first Gold Fury, which allowed Titan to come back. Speaking of their win here, game going to Ataraxia, player of the game.
Yeah, Ataraxia. Freya's back, man. Yeah,
I never thought Freya left.
Well, everyone else thought Freya left, but you can just tell by the positioning. She's so fast. She does so much damage. And Valkyrie's Discretion, it's a get-out-of-jail-free card. You're in a bad spot or you want to chase someone down? Oh, okay, I'm going to pop into the sky and do everything else. The 4-man banish. That was probably the highlight for me, even though that's not this play right here. But yeah, that play was sick.
They'll get the chase. They pick off Emilzy there, and the Valkyrie's Discretion may be a little bit off, but they go for the kill. The Comfrey going to be able to pick that one up. And this is where things got crazy, right? We're going to see Comfrey get to the back line, but she's going to rain down so much damage. Sidesteps the freeze, shreds immediately through Emilzy, right up into Valkyries, does a lot of damage, and then finishes off with one hit of Irradiate. Love it.
See, this is why Titan is one of the better teams to watch in the SPL flat. They're so calculated. You never look at Titan and go, wow, that was really good individual skill. You go, wow, that was super calculated.
Yeah, their communication is perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to win tournaments. Yep. Communication is key.
Keep in mind, this is the best 2 out of 3 here, so Titans 1 win away. We're going to hop to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be game number 2. Stay tuned.